Hannah, I have watched you on Instagram for a long time. Your content pops up for me, surprisingly, all the time because I love routines and I'm obsessed with watching other people's routines. So your content's always popping up. And I remember, I think one time it popped up and you were using the ice roller, or maybe it was the mouth tape. And I was like, oh my God, this girl's amazing.
You're so sweet. I love your products.
Thank you.
Genuinely, like anyone who knows me knows I love to try things. I'll always try something and then I'll give it a good go. And if it's worth sharing, I will share it and it'll be like a ride or die. I'm very like loyal to certain products, brands. And your ice roller, brow peptide, like all the stuff. I love it. The mouth tape. I mean, honestly, like you've created such an incredible like empire, both of you. Like my friends at home, I mean, I've always been a fan of the Skinny Confidential. Even like the advice that you guys gave like before I started MacroHabits, I've always listened and I've taken a lot from all the different episodes you do, interviewing all different types of people, entrepreneurs. It's just been very insightful for me as a entrepreneur and it's really helped me build my business. And so being here is like a very full circle moment.
Well,
so.
you have put in the
Open
work.
invite anytime after that.
I know. Michael's like, oh my God, let me play that over. You were invited on the podcast, which makes so much sense because your Instagram handle is at MacroHabits. And I feel like you're proof that your habits add up and that you are a product of your habits.
100%.
So first, since you're not into a lot of long form content, I would love to get the background of your story.
Yeah.
Tell us about when you wanted a lifestyle change in 2017.
So for a little just general background, I went to Utah State. I did the college thing and I've just never been someone that's loved school. I loved the social element. I didn't mind the routine, but for some reason, like just the school aspect, the academic side just wasn't somewhere I thrived.
We get it.
Yeah. And so my parents, I have amazing parents. They're very supportive, but they're also not like I didn't grow up just being handed anything I wanted. They did a really good job of like spoiling me, but also making me work, especially my dad. And when I've always kind of had, an athletic frame, I've always been in sports. My dad was very like pushed me into sports heavily. But once I was in my later years in college, I was kind of stuck and I didn't really know what to do. I wasn't necessarily happy with my body. At that point, I started working Orange Theory. And that really was like the catalyst into getting me into like the health and wellness world. But at that point, it was all cardio. It was all low calorie deficits, very kind of extreme and intense. And so in that process, I really discovered reverse dieting, which is not talked about a lot. A lot of the time, it's kind of talked about bulking and cutting, like it's a very bodybuilder-esque world. But reverse dieting wasn't talked about.
What is reverse dieting?
Reverse dieting is slowly increasing your caloric maintenance over a period of time to repair your metabolism. You can experience something called adaptive thermogenesis, which is really metabolic adaptation. So for example, if a girl is eating 1,200 calories a day for a certain period of time, that then becomes her maintenance. So she's going to stop seeing results at 1,200 calories. If she wants to see results, she's going to have to drop lower. So you might have to go to 900. And then you can see that's unsustainable. It's causing a lot of problems, not only in your body, but with like the mental and emotional relationship with food, all of that stuff. So
this is what I do with the flexible diet coach, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've listened to that podcast episode.
Whoa. Okay. I didn't realize, for some reason, I don't remember that it was called that, but when you say it, that's what we had to do. We had to repair my metabolism.
Yeah.
So when you discovered it, what did you do with the information?
So I did it myself because I was stuck. I mean, I was at Orange Theory. I was so burnt out with the cardio. I was just kind of burnt out in general there. I mean, it was a great job and I'm happy that I did it, but I hated having a ceiling. I've always been someone that's been very driven. I wanted to make more money. And at Orange Theory, like you gotta cap out. And this was also during the year of COVID where the personal training industry was kind of wrecked. We were sent home for a while and then we came back and there was a massive pay cut. And ultimately, like I was struggling. I was starting, like the bank account was getting lower and lower. And I am someone like, I dropped out of college. So the last thing I was going to do is ask my dad for money because that was kind of his thing. He was like, if you drop out, you're cut off. And I was like, that's fine. I can do it. And I did. And it was great. But once the Orange Theory and COVID got intermixed, I was like, I got to do something else. And I mean, the Reader's Digest version of this is basically I moved home. I told my parents I want to start a business. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I know what I want to do because I reverse dieted myself and I saw the benefit. I saw my body change in a way that was dramatic and my relationship with food improved a ton. And I realized this is something that's not talked about. There's no talk about reverse dieting. This is like the missing piece.
When you say dramatic, what do you mean?
I changed my body composition. So I've always been like, I would never say I was overweight or like, I just had a lot of inflammation. I've dropped about 10% body fat.
Okay.
So I've definitely leaned out. I'm very happy with my physique now. I feel like it's been a journey, like years of consistency, years of habits. I've never taken the shortcut. So I've done it the hard way, which I think is more unattractive nowadays. But I will sit here and say like, that's what creates the long-term results is putting in the work with the small habits.
I think it's more unattractive. I just think it's harder.
Yeah.
People don't like the harder thing.
I agree.
People like the easy
When
thing.
you were doing reverse dieting at this time, were you just doing Orange Theory workouts?
Yeah. I started to supplement strength training.
Okay.
So I started to do a little more strength training because Orange Theory did these classes called strength classes. So they would only do strength training. And at that point, I was just so burnt out with the cardio. Like I used to be a runner and now I'm like anti-running in a joking sense. Like some people are born to run and if that's your journey, amazing. But we need to separate athletic performance and body recomposition. And I don't think that going out and running 3 miles every day is necessarily the answer to lowering body fat and increasing lean muscle.
No, you'll have like someone like Gary Brecka will come on and say like it's actually not what you want to do
I
at
also
all.
think running, this is my own theory, Lauren Science.
Yeah.
It sags your skin.
No, I know.
Sorry. I don't know what to
Yeah.
say. If you're pounding the pavement like this all day long.
There's a lot of bouncing and shaking.
It's a lot of bouncing and shaking. I'd rather jump on a rebounder if I'm going to be moving like that.
Yeah.
The hard pavement. And also, like, this is weird too. It's not that good for your feet because your feet are scrunched up in the shoe.
Regardless of all that, like, listen, I think there's a place for running, but I think the misconception with a lot of people is that running and cardio is what is going to trim fat off of your body.
Exactly.
Right. Like, and that's just patently not true in most cases. If your main goal is just like weight loss and fat loss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's more effective ways to do it, which people are now talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And
so go back to you're doing a little strength training in Orange Theory, you're reverse dieting. What happens?
I definitely started to lean out. So I just felt like there was my body, well, and this is all paired with the tracking macros. Because with reverse dieting, we're tracking macros, we're not just tracking calories. So your 3 macros are your protein, carbs, and fat. And I think it's really important to track all 3 if you are really dialed and ready to like go in on the journey with body recomposition, because every macronutrient has a role in your body. So in that time of reverse dieting, I'm eating more. I'm eating way more. My relationship with food is so much better. And I'm noticing I'm leaning out. My energy levels are better. My libido is higher. I think every girl, I had the IUD for 7 years. So I had a lot of hormone regulation I had to repair from that. I've been off it for 2 years and I'm kind of like in the clear now for the most part. But a lot of moving parts with all of that. But reverse dieting was eating more of the right foods changed my body. And that's what I built my business on. And when I started MacroHabits, like it was very hard to start a business telling a girl, hey, like I'm just starting this business, but like you need to eat more to see results.
So what has been the feedback when you tell women that?
Initially, like when I first started, they were like, no. And I was like, you have to trust me. Remember, we're tracking macros. Like me breaking it down and explaining that I'm not just throwing you 1,700 calories to go spend on whatever. We're being specific here. So you have to be protein focused. Like you can have what you want in a way. And that's why I like tracking macros, because I don't cut anything out. I don't cut out dairy, gluten, sugar. I eat it all. I also track macros with an intuitive approach. So some days I track spot on, other days I intuitively eat. Right now, I'm not at home in routine. I'm intuitively eating and I'm not stressing. That's another big part of my program. I don't believe in the all in or all out. I do believe there's a beautiful balance between tracking macros and intuitively eating. And I feel like in social media or just in kind of the stereotypical like energy with tracking macros, it's a negative approach, but I think that you can do both beautifully. And me and thousands of other clients have been able to achieve that. And so I think that that's
So give an example of someone's listening of what you were eating and what then you added, because I want to make it like so clear so they understand the difference of what one situation looked like to when you actually reverse dieted?
Yeah. So before tracking macros and reverse dieting, I was doing the whole like intermittent fasting. I was like trying not to eat till in the afternoon because then I could have more calories. I didn't really have any idea of protein. That wasn't as heavily talked about as it is now. So just kind of eating kind of like a bird, honestly. Like I just was trying to eat as little as possible. And in return, I was so stressed about food. I want to be careful with, eating disorders are real, but I do think there's also like disordered eating.
Yeah.
And I think I struggled with disordered eating.
Yeah.
I think I just had a unhealthy relationship with food.
That makes sense. I think a lot of people have what you're saying. Like it's not a full eating disorder.
Yeah.
But there is something that you can tell is maybe a little off.
Yeah, I thought too much about it.
Yeah.
Food was controlling, like the food noise was loud. That was hard.
I understand that because I had that before I implemented protein.
Yeah.
Like I totally understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, it controls, like you get stressed about dinners, or if like I had a date, I was like, okay, I gotta like eat as little as possible or eat like a bird, like I said. So when I started reverse dieting, it was just like tracking macros was just this green light for me. Like the fact I'm very type A and the fact that I had this amount of fat, this amount of carbs, this amount of protein, I was like, this is amazing. Because if I wanted to go to like, I remember like this vivid memory of me going to the Habit and I like pre-tracked the Habit. I had fries, a burger, it fit into my macros and I felt so good. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is the best thing. Like, why aren't people tracking?
How do you know how many macros to have? Is it based on your weight?
So a wide variety of factors. I am very proud of the way that I write custom macro plans and the clients that are in our one-on-one program because I don't use set ratios. So no one has the same macro split. No one has the same macro plan. I am very intentional with when you come to me to get your macros done, it's an extensive questionnaire and a 3-day food recall. So I also look at what you're eating because a lot of the time, if you were to go online right now and type in your age, height, and weight, it might give you 160 protein, 240 carb, and you might only be eating 80 grams of protein. If you jump from 80 grams of protein to 160, that's where you're going to hate tracking macros. You're going to be, constipated. Your stomach's going to hurt. You're going to feel bogged down. You have to slowly increase certain macros, and that's the benefit of reverse dieting. Because you slowly increase that protein, we level out the fats and carbs. Some people do better with higher fat. Some people do better with higher carb. You can kind of tailor it to that client, which is why there's such a high success rate with tracking macros and body composition.
Do you think people realize how much it's messing up their metabolism when they're eating less?
No.
Can you go off on that?
Yes. I would say 95% of the people that go into my one-on-one program I write custom reverse dieting plans every day. 95% are girls that are under eating. They're scared to eat. They're under eating. Not only is it
They don't eat.
They don't eat.
Right.
It's wrecking your metabolism. So your body's very smart. Its one purpose is to survive. So if you are intaking not enough food, your body's going to strategically hold on to it to fuel you throughout the day. You have a total daily energy expenditure. Like you're burning way more calories than just your workout. And I feel like people don't have that broad of a scale. Like they think, okay, I burned 300 calories in my workout. Those are the only calories I burned. But in reality, you have a lot of things that make up that total daily energy expenditure. So when you fuel your body properly and you fuel more intentionally, you're going to burn more calories. Especially when you guys know this, like more muscle, you burn more. When you have more muscle, or you burn more muscle post-workout as well. It's just
we know it, but it's helpful for you to break it down again because I think like we've done a lot of work for a long time to maybe in a weird way have done some kind of reverse dieting and also have gotten to a healthy place with food. But even as you're listening to you talk, I think like it is a disordered form of eating if you're scared of food in general.
I know, but you have to understand, Michael, and he doesn't understand this, is that women have been taught and ingrained when we were younger. I'm not saying in this day and age, maybe like I think it's a long time ago more.
Yeah.
To do fat-free, to not eat until this time, to not eat a lot of food. I never knew about protein when I was young.
And then like you've had people like Jillian Michaels have come on the show years ago and talk about intermittent fasting, but she talks about the difference between fasting windows between men and women.
It's different.
Right?
Yeah,
Like,
I think that we have been ingrained as women as when we were younger, like less food is better.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to like flip that. Michael is someone who eats very intuitively. What's that practice that you were telling me Japanese people do where they eat only until it's like 80%?
No. I think like, a lot of people, again, this is a Western culture thing. It's like you finish all the food on your plate. A lot of people are raised that way.
You.
Right?
What's the saying? There's
But there's no saying. But it's just like,
Well, finish your plate, then you can have a treat.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
So
that.
it's like,
So like you have to be gluttonous so you can be more gluttonous. right?
Exactly.
But like, no, I think the way that I've always grown up and the way I always eat is as soon as I'm full, I just stop eating, no matter what's left on the plate.
And I've never heard him say like, I'm craving a pastrami sandwich.
well, you're built different.
Yeah, he's built different. So
No,
that's
but I don't think,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but I also think that when I think back on just the way that I eat, it's like, it's a patterning thing. So, with our kids, I will tell them like today I'm eating breakfast with my daughter. I'm like, okay, you got to eat the protein. You got to get that in first. Then maybe you want the toast and the other stuff. But like, you're not going to want as much of the toast first if you have you know what I mean? Like you're getting the macros in the right order.
Yeah.
I don't think we were ever taught that as a kid.
I also like to say to my kids, like, your body will tell you when you feel full.
Which I love.
It's so simple. Your body will tell you when you feel full. And so it's like they don't need to finish the plate. They don't need to stuff their face. They have to listen to their body. So go back to what you're saying.
No,
by the way, quickly, Kat, I'm not debating. I agree that many women have been led down that path and think that way. But I guess what I'm just pointing out is that there is, if you are scared of food in general, it's a moment to kind of like check in with yourself, because that is a form of disordered eating, in my
100%.
opinion. Like if food scares you and you're having anxiety about the food, it likely means you got to maybe educate yourself a little bit more around what you're talking about, like about how to interact with food in general, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, with tracking macros, like I believe I do it the right way. And I've been on the wrong side of tracking. Like when I first started tracking, I got put into like a lower calorie deficit. And then I went back to this girl and I was like, hey, like I've lost 8 pounds. Like, should I get a new macro split? It's been a few months. She's like, yeah. And she dropped me lower. So I got dropped. So I needed to reverse diet because I was stuck in that low calorie deficit. And that's why I'm so passionate about not only like macro habits in general, but just like the fact that I am the reverse dieting, like I am who to go to reverse diet, because I've been through it. Like I know how it feels to be scared to eat more and like you're stressed about food all the time. It's the food noise is loud. You kind of you don't know where to go. And so with reverse dieting, I would say 90% of the girls listening to this right now probably need to reverse diet.
Wow.
If you want to see results too, like there's something about, you want to confuse your metabolism here and there. Like even with like muscle confusion, I know that's kind of become more of like a myth, but I believe like when you switch up your routine, new results follow.
So you're saying
it's not a myth
that
at all.
I have been reverse dieting with my last 3 kids because I gained 60 pounds.
You're my dream. You're called the golden nugget. Yeah.
But by the way,
postpartum are the golden nuggets.
Is that true? Because I literally ate my face off when I was pregnant. And then you stop being pregnant and you're not as hungry, obviously.
Yeah.
It's kind of like reverse diet.
No, but joking aside, and like I joke on the show and say like the gym bros have already kind of like gym bros get a lot of shit, but like when it comes to this kind of thing, people know like, yes, you switch up the workouts. Yes, you trick your body from a metabolic standpoint. Like like people know these things. In the gym, it's called like plateauing, right? That's why also runners, they stop getting the results because you're doing the same thing on a hamster.
Your body adapts, just like your metabolism. Your body's going to adapt. And like the definition of insanity is doing something like the same way and expecting a different result. So these people get stuck in these routines and then they come to me and they're like, I've been doing this, this, and this. And I'm like, well, for how long? I'm like, you've been at 1,200 calories or 1,500 calories for 3 years. Like you have to eat more of the right foods. I will die on the hill that like the tracking macros part is the quality of the food and the total calorie intake is like the quantity.
Yep.
Is it hard for you when someone comes to you and says, hey, I'm vegan and I don't want to lean heavy into meat?
I would probably say I'm not the vegan coach. And
not the vegan coach. I'm just wondering if someone's listening and they're vegan.
You can definitely hit your protein vegan. I've written independent plans for vegans, but I would say I'm very fond of animal protein, and I've seen the benefits of it of not only in myself but like thousands of other clients. And if animal protein isn't your journey, that's okay. But I think for me and my business, we work with like 95%, people that eat meat.
Okay.
We work with all different types of, if you're gluten-free, dairy-free, like all of that is fine. And we'll work around that for sure. That's the beauty of tracking macros. You can tailor it to the client, but I think animal protein is very important.
You lost 25 pounds total and like you said, 8% body fat. How long did that take you to do with reverse dieting?
I would say with reverse dieting and multiple cuts at healthy caloric numbers, it's taken 4 years.
And as you've lost this weight, you've been online and showed the internet how you're doing it.
Yeah.
What are the habits that supported that weight loss that don't have to do with food?
So obviously things I've learned as I've gone. So I used to be really into, like, for a moment there I was obsessed with spin, and I was doing spin a lot of cardio. And then that kind of wrecked my thyroid. I started to get puffy. There were things with that didn't work out. And I feel like with where I'm at now, the main takeaways is strength training paired with Pilates and outdoor walks. Those 3 things, that is like the trifecta. I don't run. I don't do any cardio anymore. I don't do spin. I do Legree Pilates. I strength train intentionally though. I'm much more of a higher rep, moderate weight. I'm not the heavy lifter. I'm not going into the gym and trying to see how heavy I can lift. And I know there's controversy there, which is fine. But for me personally, and for a lot of other girls, all my workout programs are leaning and toning workout programs.
I agree with you. I think that the strength training is so important.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else I like with strength training is P-Volve, because I feel like it opens my hips.
Yeah, that's what Pilates.
Yes.
My mobility.
Pilates too. It's the same kind of thing,
Yeah.
but the mobility training is like, the mobility training paired with weightlifting is like, I think it's like the secret sauce.
I 100% agree. My lifts are so much better now that my flexibility is better.
Yeah.
I love the flow of Pilates. I'm not on my phone. I have an instructor. It's like 45 minutes where I can really like be in tune with my body.
Yep.
But then with the lifting, I agree. Like I just feel more athletic.
And
as
how
I'm
many
lifting.
times a week are you lifting?
I lift 5 to 6 days a week.
You're like me. I like to go intense.
I love to move every day.
Yeah.
Rest days are hard for me. I do active recovery days. I always go for a walk. If I'm sick, of course, I take rest. If I'm not feeling good, I take a rest. If I'm really inflamed, I'll take a rest day. I think you got to listen to your body. But I think I never work out to be sore. That's
You
another
would
thing.
love, if next time you're in Austin, I have to set you up with Sandy, who's been on this podcast, because she's all about opening the hips.
I would love that.
Yeah, you would like her as a
I
trainer.
really want to do the splits. That's a goal of mine.
She will teach you how to do
And
this.
like I'm working at it, but like I'm so unflexible. I've just never been someone that's been flexible. So Pilates has been really challenging me in that way.
Do you know I can do the splits?
I do know. Oh, trust
I'm
me,
sure
I
I know.
can do the splits.
I know.
Do you know
Yeah.
that?
I'm very aware.
Yeah, but I could do like the full splits. Don't be asking me to do Cirque du Soleil tonight, but I can. do
Is
the
that
splits.
all from P-Volve, you think?
No,
or
no,
just-
that's from just
But do you
dance
think
when I
that's
was
from
young.
like when you're a kid? You can do that. Like,
Do not just like.
no, what I'm saying, like, it's not something you can. Can
you
you?
should be so.
Can you
excited.
learn the splits
A
as an
lot of
adult?
girls can't do the splits.
Oh, I
right?
can't. My boyfriend probably would love
See?
if I could.
If I
be
tried
able
to do the
splits.
splits as I would be in the hospital. You know, I'd be like, I need you to come pick me up. I'm in the
You did the
emergency room.
splits. I feel like that's divorce.
That would be
Yeah.
concerning.
So what are other wellnessy things that you do to support your lifestyle? Because you are
Yeah.
known on Instagram as like the queen of routine.
Yeah, I always try something and I'll do a video about it. So lymphatic drainage has been a game changer.
Oh my God, I got to get you the dry brush.
Yeah, I don't have the dry brush.
I got to get you the dry brush.
Okay.
So how are you doing it with massage?
I do a lot. My lymphatic girl name's Raina. She's
Okay.
in Newport Beach. She's incredible. It's the lymphatic organic. So if you're in the Orange County area, like she is incredible. She's really opened my eyes to lymphatic drainage. I see her once a month. And then I do a lot of lymphatic drainage in my face, which obviously you're like the queen of. The ice roller is amazing. I do a lot of gua sha. I like swear by the gua sha facial massage ice roller 10 minutes a day. It has really helped change my face.
It changes your face.
Yeah.
It sculpts your face. I don't understand. Like it literally can change the shape of your face.
I agree.
I tell this all the time to Michael. I'm like, he talks to me about his heavy brows. And I'm like, you have to stretch
yeah.
the skin under your brows every day. I'm constantly stretching that skin. It's the fascia.
You could work on instead of doing that, you could do the mood in the morning. If you could change that a little bit, that would be.
I'm not going to
That
change
would
my
be-
mood in the morning. I don't like to be talked to
That
until
would
about
be-
9:30.
That would be interesting.
He wants to talk about his whole life
Yeah.
story monologue. I
It's a
can't do it.
lot.
Well,
It's
I
a
It
can't-
lot.
reminds you of one of those like crank cars in the morning that back in the day we have to like wind it to get it to going for
Yeah.
like
That's a
30
great,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, but you could do a little fascia stretch under
No,
the
I do it on
brows.
my boyfriend.
See, she doesn't
See,
have
why
But
don't
I'm
you?
nice. No, I tell him, I'm like, I'm really nice for doing this for you.
It is very nice. What are
Because
you
he's
doing?
laying there and I'm like massaging his face. I'm like, you can't, he doesn't know what he's doing.
You
He can't
want
do
me
it
to pull the skin on his eyes every single morning?
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, it'd be
well, I also
nice.
have no kids, so
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
oh goodness. Okay. So what else are the things? Are you sauning? Are you
Yes.
cold plunging? What else are you doing?
So I used to be obsessed with cold plunging, and part of my personality, I have a very addictive personality. So when I like something, like I love it and I want to do it every day. I got like a little too intense with cold plunging, and I would start to go,
Get
like I'm like, how long can I go for? And I got up to like 11 minutes one time. And the guy was like, I got out and I was like lightheaded. Now he was like, you need to chill. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like fighting my demons in here. Like, it's just like this intense thing, So I don't cold plunge as much. Also, I have hypothyroidism. So that was kind of contributing negatively to that. But the sauna, 100%, 20 to 30 minutes in the sauna, 3 days a week. That's part of my routine. And then outdoor walks, especially a post-dinner walk. That's something I've been doing more recently. It's like part of me and my boyfriend's routine. We make dinner, we eat dinner, we go for a 30-minute walk. And it's just like the best, not only for like your mental health, but it's good for digestion. It like helps you wind down. So I stand by walking in general is amazing, but making it like that 30-minute walk a part of your routine, like a non-negotiable, is really helpful.
Tell me about the castor oil packs on the belly button. Because I bought the stuff from your Amazon store, but something about it feels overwhelming to me, which is funny because I usually am like, I'll make it work. But there's something that's overwhelming because I'm like, is the castor oil going to fall on my vagina when I'm sleeping? Like, I don't understand.
I'm completely lost now.
So let me break it down.
lost.
I'm going to get very granular.
Okay.
I'm going to explain this. So with the castor oil, it's kind of like, it works. I will say it works.
He needs to understand
what are we trying to
what we're doing
accomplish?
and like who, what, where, when,
With
how.
the castor oil, you want it to be like organic, hexane free. It's an oil. You put it on your stomach.
Okay.
So you can put it like anywhere on your lower stomach. It's really good for liver detoxification.
The castor oil itself on the
Yes.
stomach for liver detox.
Yes.
Tina does this too, who's just on the show. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay.
So then you can put it in your belly button. So your belly button is like one of the best ways to get something into your body. It has like 70,000 nerves or something. And so I put just a little bit in my belly button, a little drop, and then you can either do a wrap or you can do a patch. And then I like to, if you want to really go all out, you put a heating pad on it for like 15 minutes. You sleep with it on, you peel it off in the morning, and you go about your day.
That's it. So I just put a little bit of the hex-free.
Yeah.
But what
hexane.
do you feel something?
Well, it helps with digestion for
Okay.
sure. So I feel like girls struggle with digestion and it's not talked about. But like most of people like I talk to struggle with digestion and like bloating and that inflammation.
Bitter soda.
But likely, I mean, listen,
I
like,
love a bitter
again,
soda.
I'm not an expert, but just like going by intuition, if you're fucking up the rhythm of when you're eating and how you're eating and you're starving yourself sometimes, you're not other times, and you're doing something like it's confusing the body, and then the body, like, it should be on a natural time clock to digest, if that makes sense, right? Like you should wake up in the morning, digest.
You should go.
Yeah.
So do you use the sticker over the belly button or do you use the pack?
I like the sticker just because it's easy, but I will say you have to get the right sticker. And unfortunately, like not all are made the same because sometimes it'll leave a little bit of a residue on your skin. So, I mean, if that happens to me, I don't really care, but some girls are a little more like, oh, it leaves like a little bit of a residue. Also, that can mean you're applying too much oil. When I apply the oil, I make sure there's no oil on the adhesive. So it's not like
So it's
marinating
a drop
on it overnight.
in your belly button and you just cover your belly button and go to bed, and it's good for liver detoxification.
Mm-hmm.
And it's castor oil, and you have to make sure it's organic, cold pressed, and
Hexane free.
hexane free.
Yeah.
And this is going to detox the liver. My first thought goes to after 2 margaritas, is that a good idea?
Yeah. For all my clients or my coaches' clients who drink, like we really encourage it because it does help with that detoxification. And it's just a good hack for, like, I'm all about little small things you can do to better your day. It's almost like you're romanticizing your nighttime routine to have a better morning.
I am so, like, we're on the vibration.
Yeah, I romanticize everything.
Tell me about your story with Accutane.
Yes.
You mentioned that off air. Your skin
Yes.
looks really clear to me. What
Thank
was
you.
that like? Are you still on it?
So I did Accutane. I finished April of this year and
Okay.
I'm 29. So I've struggled heavily with cystic acne in my 20s. And I've done everything you can think of under the sun. I've worked with holistic practitioners. I've cut out dairy, gluten, sugar, done 3 liver detoxes. I've really tried it all. And I've been very vocal about this on my platform. I've always showed my acne. And it's been hard. It's been something that's been hard on social media. I feel like it's my only pain point. It's the only area where if someone kind of attacks my skin when I was having bad acne, it would like hurt a little.
Who is attacking your skin?
I mean, just people
Like,
would be like,
it-
oh, it's because you're eating this or you're working out this or the sauna. Like they would just try to like diagnose me, which I'm all for feedback. But when you are, single in your 20s and you have like cystic acne plastered on your face and nothing you're doing is working and you're doing absolutely everything, it really was like such a hard trial. And if you have acne or if you've had acne, I know girls listening right now are like, I know how that feels. It's just, it sucks. You feel like half the version of yourself. I mean, it was a very tumultuous time for me with like my mental health. Like especially with being online, like I still had to work, like I have coaches, like I can't just take a social media break.
And the problem that I think with acne, and this happens to me when I get like dermatitis, is that you don't want, people are like, cover it up. You don't want to cover it up because then it blocks the skin from breathing.
Oh, it makes
so you're
it 1,000
in this
times
like
worse.
weird limbo where like you don't want to cover it up with foundation. Well, you do want to cover it up, but then you don't want to cover it up.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. And I'm somewhat like I work out early. So I put on your tinted sunscreen in the morning and I'll do like my brows and I'll go to the gym. So I just wore it though. Honestly, like I just started to kind of have to own it. And then I finally was like, I'm going to do Accutane. But I was scared of Accutane. There's so much fear mongering with it. Accutane changed my life. It was the best thing I could have done for myself. My acne, I had no bad side effects. I had no like all these like scary fear mongering stories I was hearing where
What
I was
are the
like,
scary stories for the uneducated, which is me?
yeah, you wreck your liver or your kidneys, you have severe muscle aches, you can get depression, super dry skin, like your skin's flaking off. I had dry skin. Okay. That was my one side effect. My lips were dry. My face was dry. I applied my moisturizer. I wore Aquaphor. That's the only thing that was.
How long did it take to go away?
I was on it for almost 8 months.
Let's take a quick break to talk about Just Thrive, one of our favorite products, one of our favorite brands, and that is because they make the highest quality gut products on the market. Remember when you were a kid and you had an iron stomach, you could eat anything you wanted, never get sick, never feel queasy? Pizza, ice cream, peanut butter and jelly, nothing fazed you. But these days, if you're like most people, you feel like your stomach's a bear trap. One wrong bite and you're done. Here's the thing. Years ago, our ancestors ate lots of bitter plants daily that made our digestion work. We don't do that as much anymore. And that's because our modern diet has completely eliminated these essential compounds. You've heard us many times on this podcast talk about the Just Thrive probiotic. We've had the founders of Just Thrive on this podcast multiple times, but now we're also loving their newest product. Just Thrive just launched Digestive Bitters. We chatted with them back in March all about this incredible product, and what they are is tasteless capsules that contain 12 bitter herbs clinically proven to wake up your digestive system for results you can feel, like no more bloat, burps, or belly aches after meals, just comfortable digestion like when you were younger. Just Thrive Digestive Bitters even supports natural GLP-1 production. GLP-1s have been a huge topic this year, and these bitters can help the natural GLP production in your body, helping control cravings and keeping you satiated longer. So check it out. Give your gut the care it deserves. Try Just Thrive Probiotics and Digestive Bitters today, risk-free, and save 20% with code TSC at justthrivehealth.com. Code TSC. See the difference for yourself or get a full product refund. No questions asked. Again, that's justthrivehealth.com. Code TSC. What if I were to tell you we've been taking a product regularly that helps strengthen our immune health, fortify our gut health, gives us a healthy metabolism, increases our hair health, also helps with skin health, and fuels performance and recovery? Well, we have been, and it's called Armor Colostrum. Ever since we had the founder of Armor on this podcast years ago, we have not looked back. And that is because Armor Colostrum is a product that delivers a huge punch and a huge bang for your buck. Here's the thing. We live in an environment our biology was never designed for. EMFs, artificial light, seed oils, microplastics, endocrine disruptors, modern stressors, many of the things that we talk about on this podcast regularly. These assaults can disrupt the signals in our body, negatively impacting gut, immune, and overall health. Armor Colostrum works at the cellular level to bolster your health from within. Colostrum is also nature's first whole food with over 400 bioactive nutrients that fortify gut health, strengthen your immune health, fuel performance, and more, paving the way for your best health and vitality. So if you're ready to reclaim your extraordinary, you have to check out Armor Colostrum. We've, of course, worked out a special offer for our audience. Receive 30% off your first subscription order. All you have to do is go to armra.com/skinny or enter skinny to get 30% off your first subscription order. That's armra.com/skinny. Let's talk about Fatty 15. I love doing reads where I get to feel smart, where I get to feel like I'm breaking something new. And that is why, again, I am so excited to talk to you guys about Fatty 15. Here's the thing. We have an incredible scientific breakthrough to support our long-term health and wellness. C15 is the first essential fatty acid to be discovered in 90 years. And get this, studies have confirmed that it's 3 times better, broader, and safer than omega-3s. Yes, you heard it here first. The origin story of Fatty 15 is Dr. Stephanie Van Watson, who's been on this podcast 2 times Times first discovered C15 as the first essential fatty acid to be found in over 90 years while working with the U.S. Navy to continually improve the health and welfare of aging dolphins. You ever seen a dolphin? I'm sure you have. If you have, you know they are the pinnacle of health. That's what you want to look like, a dolphin. You want to have that smooth skin. Anyways, joking aside, check out that episode we did with Dr. Stephanie Van Watson. It is fascinating. But the long story short is it's pretty simple. Essential nutrients keep our cells healthy, which keeps us healthy. If you want to get sciencey about it, studies show that C15 works by strengthening our cells, improving our mitochondrial function, and protecting us against damaging free radicals. The result, better long-term metabolic, liver, and heart health. It ends up that many of us are also deficient in C15, which results in weaker cells that make less energy and quit working earlier than they should. All of this makes us age faster, sleep poorly, and feel sluggish. If this sounds familiar, it's likely because you may be deficient in C15. Fatty 15 is science-backed, vegan-friendly, and a pure C15 supplement with only one ingredient, which is C15. So if you're ready to reclaim your health, check it out. Fatty 15 is on a mission to replenish your C15 levels and restore your long-term health. You can get an additional 15% off their 90-day subscription starter kit by going to fatty15.com/skinny and using code SKINNY at checkout. All right, everyone, listen up. Big news. Branch Basics, one of our all-time favorite cleaning brands, is now available at over 600 Target stores nationwide and Target.com. We have had the founder, Allison, of Branch Basics on this podcast 2 times, and every time we do, we are absolutely blown away and can't believe that we ever cleaned with toxic chemical cleaning supplies with hormone disruptors and terrible fragrances. I highly suggest you check out those episodes. All you have to do is search Allison, Branch Basics, Skinny Confidential to check them out. Most of the cleaning supplies that people use in their homes contain toxic ingredients with hormone disruptors, and we're trying to clean our homes with these supplies. This is going to cause a whole host of health issues that we can avoid by using a better alternative, which is Branch Basics. Branch Basics has all-purpose cleaners that are made with plant and mineral-based ingredients, no harsh preservatives, no endocrine disruptors, and definitely no fragrance. So you can clean without worrying about what you're bringing into your home. From countertops to bathrooms, even tough stains, Branch Basics all-purpose cleaner, bathroom cleaner, and their new stain removal will tackle it all. Plus, they're gentle on sensitive skin and safe for babies and pets. Like I said earlier, it is a no-brainer to switch to these products. They do the same job cost-effectively without harmful ingredients, and ever since we made the switch, we haven't looked back. I almost can't believe we ever had those other products in the house, now knowing that there's a product that literally does the same cleaning job, but without any of the harmful chemicals and toxic ingredients. So if you're tired of toxic chemicals lingering in your home, it's time to make the switch. You can grab Branch Basics products now at Target. Find their concentrate, all-purpose cleaner, bathroom cleaner, and stain remover right on the shelves. Trust me, your home and your health will thank you. So check it out. Shop Branch Basics in 600 plus Target stores nationwide or Target.com. You can also use our code SKINNY15 to get 15% off at branchbasics.com/skinny15. Again, skinny15 for 15% off at branchbasics.com/skinny15.
Here's my question about it. It seems like when you get off of it, the acne then goes away forever.
Well, my dad did 2 rounds of Accutane. My brothers have perfect skin. Like, I have acne, and from who I've talked to with like the holistic practitioners and dermatologists, it's more genetic. And so I feel like lately I've had a little bit of acne start to come through again, and I'm kind of dabbling with, do I do Accutane again?
Could you microdose it?
That's what I'm kind of talking to a dermatologist about right now. I'm also right now on a topical spironolactone, which is really helping.
That's really smart. You know, when I was on birth control a million years ago, I wanted to just get the compound of the spirulina lactin because I was worried when I got off that I would get pimples. I got off, I didn't get pimples.
Is that why a lot of girls take
I have
birth
other
control
things.
because of the spirulina lactin?
Yeah,
No, you're put on birth control as a young girl to help your acne.
Yeah, which is
it's
like,
a Band-Aid.
Don't even get me started on that.
Yeah.
But the if you pull the spirulina lactin compound, can't you pull that? You said you do it topical. Can't you pull it like a pill?
Yes, you can. And I did spironolactone for 2 years in my like acne journey of like 6 years before I did Accutane. But the topical spironolactone is working.
Okay.
But I'm going to say I might do Accutane again. I might do a second round.
And when this is my question though that I don't understand. After you do a second round, is it done forever or you don't know?
That's the hope.
Okay.
That's people say some people love it, some people hate it. I have talked to girls who've done it twice and said the second round really helped. Like it kind of zapped it. They haven't experienced it again.
Go ahead.
No, I'm noticing like I have like so much anxiety when I feel a little cystic one come through. I'm like, oh no, like, is it coming back again? Like, so I have a little bit of I'm a little fearful of it, maybe too anxious about it. And I need to just like let it run its course, like do this. I'm doing the topical spironolactone, but I'm not scared to do Accutane again.
I have 2 weird questions. I'm sure you're going to say yes to both. I'm just wondering.
Mhm.
Do you sleep on silk pillowcase?
No.
Okay, I would run to get a silk pillowcase, get the best silk that you've ever experienced. I can send you the link of the one I
send
use.
it to me.
It's by The Natural Faces.
Okay.
It's so cute. You can put your like initials on it.
Okay, cute.
I love her. She has beautiful skin.
Okay.
You probably
No, I've
seen her.
heard. I used to change my pillowcase every night,
Okay, that's amazing.
which is so high maintenance.
That's a pain in the ass. But try the silk
I'll do the
pillowcase.
silk. Yeah.
There's also this brand called the Sleep Crown. I just got it for all my kids and me, and it's silk.
Not me. You just get the kids.
I got one for you too. It's literally on your pillowcase.
Right.
And it's silk. But
Okay.
my other question, this is my main question. What detergent are you using?
I use Molly Suds.
Okay.
I try really hard.
Because if you were going to tell me that you use something that like rhymed with schmide,
I would not
was
come on
gonna
this
be like-
podcast using Tide.
okay. Okay.
I
so
would not
good.
come
So
on
you've
here.
it
One way
sounds like
out.
you've tried almost everything for it. I think that
Yeah.
I think sometimes you have to make a decision and do what you have to do. And it's now in person, you don't have any pimples. I don't
Thank
see
you.
one.
Yeah. No, it's I have makeup on, but I feel confident in my skin. I'm very
Yeah,
happy.
you look beautiful.
Thank you. I feel really good about it. And it's not like I'm, itching to do Accutane again, but I think it's important to talk about it because it literally changed my skin. It changed I recently started dating someone 6 months ago, and I think it's because I didn't have
Feel
acne. Like I was just a better version of myself. Like I was so much more confident. Acne's just
makes
been
sense.
hard.
Well, I think
Yeah.
like stuff like that like has a mental health impact that makes you more confident. Even like, sometimes people say don't do this or I don't have a specific example, but if it's something that makes you more confident so that you can then go live other areas of life more productively or in a happier way, then I think like sometimes the health benefit outweighs even if the thing that you're doing is quote unquote like not the greatest for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like, that's why alcohol gets a really bad rap these days. But I'm like, in some instances, like, I'm not telling people to go
When
in
I
and
have to
drink.
sit next to dinner to some boring person, I'm having a cocktail. Like, I don't know what to say.
As you should.
yeah, I have to entertain myself.
But my point is like some things in life, like if they will help in other areas, I think like there's a little give and take where it's worth it. So in your case, if Accutane made you more confident and made you feel better and happier, that's going to pay dividends in a million other areas. So it's like probably a good thing to do.
Yeah.
What's the scariest part about what you share online? Because you share a lot of intimate things. You're sharing your you're sharing with us online. What's the most overwhelming part for you?
I mean, that's a loaded question because I'm very happy to share pretty much everything. I like my reasons for everything I do. So I've been vocal about pretty much everything in terms of like, I've had 2 breast augmentations. I just did a podcast episode about what I wish I would have done differently the first time around, so I didn't have to get a second one. I talk about Botox. I talk about lymphatic drainage. I talked about Accutane. I was like, I'm starting Accutane. Like, here we go. And so I think the scariest thing is with me being on social media, I have a business. So MacroHabits, like influencing to me is marketing for MacroHabits.
Got it.
So every once in a while when a video gets on the wrong side of the algorithm and I get like attacked for something, my fear goes towards, okay, I am selling a coaching program. I employ coaches. I don't want to upset anyone, but also I'm always going to show up as myself and I'm very confident in who I am. And
Sometimes upsetting people gets you.
right. It's an 80-20.
Yeah.
We never have anything that ends up on the wrong side of the tracks. It's always right down.
Right.
Can't please everyone. So the scariest part is when you feel like something's affecting your business.
Yeah. Because of a decision that I'm sharing. But then again, like I don't take it down. Like I just got roasted for a Botox
Don't
vlog.
look. Don't look.
Yeah, I don't.
You want my advice?
Yeah.
Don't look. You know what I do?
Out of sight, out of mind.
I live in my bubble. I
Yeah.
don't look. I'm not gonna take on other people's energy. Like I just am not gonna take it on, and you just don't look. That's
It's
my
good advice. I like
It's literally that simple.
Yeah.
Don't look.
There was a time on the internet, we're older than you, where looking was more productive. Meaning like in the earlier days
like
of the internet, like there was
positive feedback.
There was a lot of like
constructive criticism.
there was a lot of constructive criticism, a lot of positive feedback. You were able to like kind of inform the content based on what they
Now it's like you're too fat, you're too skinny,
Well,
you're too this, you're too much,
now
you're
the,
too.
now the problem is, especially with the way these algorithms exist, is they're all interest-based algorithms. Funny enough, I just hosted a dinner with the head of Instagram. We were talking about this, and like someone may see this clip that has no clue who we are or who
It's
you
out of
are based on
context.
the interest, and so it's out of context. And then that person, I mean, you see it happening all the time now. Like,
Yeah.
And so it's a bummer because there's a lot of people that either listen to this show or follow you or been around that you want to engage with that are good people. I usually do that in the DMs, funny enough.
Yeah.
But like public comments, you have to be really careful now. One, paying attention to them, and two, taking them seriously, because you just can't cipher anymore like who's there for the right reasons and who just stumbled there. It's like, you know.
Yeah.
Here's what I compare it to. When you walk into a room full of people and there's a cocktail party, I don't want to know what every single person in the room's thinking of me.
Yeah.
I don't want to know, because what they think of me is none of my business.
Yeah.
It's the same with the comment section. I don't need to know everyone's. And by the way, I'm also talking about positive comments, because you don't want to get drunk on positive comments either.
Mhm.
So it's like, for me, it's just like, I'll engage with someone when I see something quick. I love writing back, like Michael said, in the DMs, if there's a comment that I see, but I can't like get on board with reading every single thing.
But funny
good
enough,
or bad.
to like doing what I do at Dear Media, like not doing this show, we work with a lot of talent and creators and influencers and celebrity, whatever you call them these days. And the ones that I think have always struggled the most to kind of like take off are the ones that are so petrified of like what public opinion is saying in any given moment in time.
Yeah.
Like I can see it, like they'll come, they'll be like, oh, I did this. What, should I take it down? Should I leave it up? And it's like, and it kind of just never takes off. Like because they're too scared to kind of like step in a direction that they believe in. They're too worried about appeasing the crowds.
Yeah.
And like from a business perspective, if I was putting that hat on, like I can't do a lot with that, because it just kind of stays in the middle and never really like gets
Well, you
anywhere.
have to like your reasons.
Mhm.
Like you have to, like, I know who I am. I feel like this is like segueing into a different conversation of like, you need to know your internal values just as much as your external. And if you put all your emphasis on your external values, you're not going to make it. You're going to be like destroyed. Like because people are not going to like the way you look. They're going to pick apart every little thing. Like I put my body online a lot in terms of like tracking macros, workout programs. Like it's a lot of body footage. And I am so fine if someone doesn't like the way I look in that realm. I think I lead internally. I also know the person that I am. I know how I show up to my family, my friends, to the person at the coffee shop. So if you are starting something online and you're worried about, you know, controversy, a little controversy or whatever, I agree with you. I think that you gotta have a really thick skin and you gotta know who you are. And you gotta be confident in it. You know?
The thing is about
Agreed.
putting anything online is you just have to know with 100% certainty that people are going to dislike you.
Yeah, which is hard sometimes. And
But for
it's
anyone,
hard.
like there's universally for anyone, I think like there's always somebody that if you're putting yourself out there, doing something differently on your terms, speaking authentically in your voice, there's always going to be somebody that has something bad to say
It's
about
like a
that.
muscle,
Mhm.
though.
So like as soon as you,
Yeah.
but
The more you work that muscle,
but-
it's like gratitude.
but I
The more
think
you work it, the stronger it gets.
Yeah.
You just get to a point where you're like,
but I think like
Yeah,
if
you
you
don't
have
care.
that perspective and you know that with certainty, then it's like it kind of takes all the fear, because I think a lot of creators or new people starting online, they get in and they're like, well, I hope everybody likes me. It's like if you go in knowing that 100% is not going to happen, like
Mhm.
people will like you, but there's a lot that won't, then it kind of takes it's just like it's part of the equation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
you've talked openly, like you said, on your own podcast about your journey with your boobs.
Yeah.
So, Michael, we're all going to take our shirts off and show you our boobs.
That's
Just
perfect.
kidding. But you've had quite the journey with your boobs.
Yeah.
So tell us about, you got a boob job once and then you got it redone.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us about why you decided to do that.
Yeah. So I got my first breast augmentation at 26 and I went to a Beverly Hills surgeon. I did the whole like, it was very glitzy. It was very glamorous. I went in with not knowing enough information. I watched a lot of YouTube vlogs of girls who got breast augmentations that were 5'2", 5'3", 5 feet. And so they were like 350cc is big, like 325cc is big. I'm 5'10", like I'm tall. But even when I walked in, you're like,
Yeah,
oh
you
my
look
gosh.
like a model.
No, thank you.
It's tall.
But
You're tall.
I am tall. I am a very tall girl. I have an athletic frame. So when I got my first surgery, after was like, I think I went a little bit too small. It was 325cc.
So what would you have, if you could go back your first time and tell yourself at 5'10" what to get, what would you have told yourself?
It's what I did my second time, which is 590cc,
590.
which is,
What did you do?
that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
That is why
That's good advice, though, to people who are listening that are
What did you
tall.
do?
What do
Yeah.
you
To give-
think I did?
First time?
No, second time.
400.
I also had
Pretty
nothing.
good.
You had
So
nothing.
I was a 34A. That's very, very, I'm impressed
Okay,
with
what
that.
do you want, a trophy?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
Like,
like,
oh my God.
I feel like that's like a good.
You can cop a field tonight.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
but I honestly just announced my CC on my podcast because it's like my most asked question, but I've been nervous, not like nervous, but just, it is like very it's not 590cc in this day and age is like not common. There's a lot more of like a demure look, maybe more natural. And I wanted a fuller look. Also, I'm 5'10". I have a broader frame.
Yeah.
Like I just can, and my second surgeon was amazing. Dr. Freed in Northern California, the best experience I've ever had. Like I did Galaflex.
What's Galaflex?
Galaflex is an internal bra. So they sew the implant on top of the muscle. I did over the muscle, which I recommend if you work out. That's another one where it's kind of back and forth. I'm really glad I did over the muscle. There's no like pinching underneath the muscle when you work out. And then that's really helps keep it in place. Because my first surgery, I had lateral separation and like horrible rippling.
You had the lateral separation because you didn't have the internal bra or because you were lifting?
I didn't have the internal bra, and my surgeon gave me no guidance and like don't do a lot of chest. I just lifted chest once a day as normal. And so that really started to separate them. And then what happened is like you started to be able to see the bag through the skin. And so I'm in a bikini and you can like see the implant bag on the outside, like rippling through the skin.
So what you ended up going with and what you like is 590 for you because you are 5'10", and you said that fits with your body.
Yes.
And then you did a lateral.
I did Galaflex, which is, and I actually went in through the nipple too.
Okay. And then you said something else. You did it over the muscle.
Over the muscle.
That's interesting. I've never heard that. I've heard more under the muscle.
Yeah.
And it's because you lift.
I lift. And so, and I do not lift heavy chest anymore. And I'm very careful with chest exercises. I do a lot of upper body. Like I'm all about like toned arms. I worked really hard to tone my arms, but I don't do a ton of chest movements because it does like just genetically, like my original boobs sat more laterally. Like everyone has a starting point. And so it's really important to listen to your surgeon and go to a credible surgeon that you get recommended from.
Yes.
I had a friend go to the second surgery surgeon. Dr. Freed had an incredible experience. I then went to him and had an incredible experience.
So you know that it's an incredible experience.
Yeah.
And I 590 to me sounds big, but looking at you look balanced.
Thank you.
Does that make sense? Like it feels like that's why it's so important to not just get the CCs that someone says.
What would happen to somebody that's like, if they were 5'6" and they had a B cup and they got 590, it would be like ridiculous,
huge.
right?
It'd probably be like me getting 700 or something. I don't know.
It'd be like if I got 590. I mean, you saw how big my 400.
Because you had like a big B cup before, right?
I had a big B cup before, so then you add.
I got you.
So were you a double D?
When I got 400, it was double D. Double D.
Oh my God, those things were.
They were huge. They were bigger than you had.
But I'm like, I'm sorry. Like I didn't have any boobs. I wanted big boobs. Like
I think everyone's different. I just think that like to look at what someone else has gotten CCs and base it off that, you're right. You have to see what you look like before. Like how tall are you? How broad are your shoulders? Like there's so many different things that go into it. It's not one size fits all.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm glad we got that.
We got that out of our
Carson, you got that? You wrote that down?
Okay. So why don't you walk us through, because I know you're a bowl of meat girl.
Yes.
What you eat in a day. And walk us through the supplements and everything. And Michael, sorry, but this is really important, especially with Hannah on the podcast, that we hear this.
I've not stopped anything. I keep up.
No, this is so in a normal.
You can tell us later about your penis implant.
Yeah.
I wish.
In a normal.
590.
I'll go for 700.
There you go. In a normal, what I eat in a day, I love hard-boiled eggs. So I've been doing like 3 to 4 hard-boiled eggs in the morning, and I'll do them with cottage cheese too. On the side, a little hot sauce, or I'll do Greek yogurt. I love Greek yogurt. I'll mix it with cottage cheese.
How many hard-boiled eggs?
3 to 4.
Okay.
3 to 4. And then Greek yogurt mixed with cottage cheese with fruit. I like to put some flaxseed in there. And then I'll do a little granola. I have a variety of granolas that I kind of will dabble with. But it's one of those, or I'll do both of those depending on my day. Like one thing with tracking macros, if I have a crazy busy day, I am loading up on the protein in the morning to keep me satiated and actually help me hit my protein. Because I aim for about 140 to 160 a day. So usually I land like around 150, which is great. And then for lunch, I love tuna. Like I do a lot of tuna salad. I'll do shredded rotisserie chicken. I'll do even like an egg white omelet sometimes. I'll do that. I keep lunch really simple. Like I'm busy, so I'm eating things like I'm not really going all out until dinner. And then dinner, I love steak, ground beef, ground turkey. I do a lot of like ground beef bowls. Now that I'm in a relationship, I cook for my boyfriend a lot, so it's easier to cook like more fun meals that are a little bit like higher volume. They're a little bit more variety.
Write that part down.
I know, I love to cook. I'm sorry.
A couple notes.
I do other things than cook.
Yeah, you do. No, you have no.
You
No,
can't.
it's
I'm
not
not a
funny.
fucking octopus.
Yeah. No, that's what I tell my boyfriend sometimes. I'm like, I feel like I'm just doing all these things. I don't have kids yet. And I'm like, boom, boom, boom. Oh, and that's why I'm waiting. I am waiting.
You will put your castor oil dot in your stomach and one will come over and hit it off your.
Yeah.
You have to message me when you have kids. Go on.
You gotta
Yeah.
be careful with this
She'll be
boyfriend
able to
because
do
what's
it, though.
happening is you're setting the bar real high.
Go
you gotta,
on,
you
you're-
gotta
Oh,
maintain
I
the
want to
bar.
talk about that.
You gotta maintain the bar now.
No, we're going to talk about
See,
the
I set
bar.
it low.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, but moving on to dinner, it's some type of protein. And then I'll do like sweet potato. I'm obsessed with potatoes, so I'll always do roasted sweet potato or roasted normal potatoes. Sometimes I'll do like cinnamon on them. Sometimes I'll do onion powder, salt and pepper. And there's a protein. I also love salmon. Like I'm like the least picky eater ever. I kind of will eat anything. And then we'll do like a green tea, like broccoli. Sometimes like he loves bread, so we'll do like sourdough, something in that realm, or like a big salad, a lot of bowls and salads. And then I love a treat. So I have a treat like every night. Like I have a sweet tooth. That's why I love tracking macros.
What's the MacroHabits treat?
There's this hot chocolate mix I'm obsessed with. It's from the company Powders. It's called Snooze Hot Chocolate. The chocolate caramel is so good. And I'm going to get very detail oriented because I make it perfect. So it's 20 calories too. It has like L-theanine, magnesium, chamomile. It helps you
It's a
sleep.
sleep thing.
Yeah, it helps you kind of like wind down. And so I'll do 1 scoop of that and like 8 to 10 ounces of boiling hot water. You got to froth it for it to like fully emulsify.
You always got to froth it.
Yes.
Get
And
a
I'll do
frother.
like 2 to 3 ounces of whole milk. I am a whole milk girl. I love milk, especially my lattes in the morning. That's another 8 grams of protein I'll get. It's just my whole milk latte. It's so
I know.
good. It's so satiating.
I can't even talk about milk anymore. I'm milked out.
Oh,
If I'm a cow, like the udder's been completely
Yeah.
drained. I can't talk about milk anymore. I love whole milk too.
Yes, it's so good. So I'll do 2 to 3 ounces of whole milk and then like a little whipped cream. If I'm feeling fancy, I do that. That's kind of what I do throughout the week. And
That sounds like a cocktail I can give my kids. It's like,
Yeah.
go to sleep. Here's some hot chocolate.
exactly.
And then it like puts them to sleep like Benadryl.
Yes, it's a hack. I'm sure I should try it on like one of my nieces because it's so good. So I do that. But I love getting ice cream. Like I'm an ice cream girl. So usually one day of the week, we'll go out and get ice cream.
If you drink a cocktail, what is it?
I don't drink alcohol.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
So is that a choice because you don't like alcohol or because of something else?
It's a choice I made because I never loved it. And when I would drink, I just didn't feel like I was the best version of myself. I didn't like the way I felt the next morning. I felt puffy. I also like always would throw up the next morning. Sorry to get like graphic, but
Your
I
body
just,
didn't like it.
my body didn't like it. A lot of alcoholism on my dad's side of the family. One side of my family is like very different than the other. So I think I just saw that as a child. Also, my parents don't drink and they've never made it a villain in my house. It just was something they never participated in, especially my dad. He just was always like, it tastes gross. Like, I don't want to drink it. And so as a kid, I was like, oh, why would I want to drink something that tastes gross? And then when I did kind of dabble with alcohol in college and after college, I just like didn't love it. And so I made a decision. I'm like, I'm just not going to drink. It's just
Also,
not for me.
you're so regimented. Is that how you say the word?
Yeah.
In your routine, that I think that would maybe disrupt that.
It's
Yeah.
really not good for you.
I
It's
like
horrible
it.
for
I
you.
like
The younger
cocktail.
generations don't drink as much.
Okay. Well, I'm like
More
that's
for-
my
more for
vice.
us,
I
huh,
like a
Carson?
cocktail usually once a week.
Yeah.
I like to sit down with my margarita, maybe some chips and salsa.
Yeah. Which
and-
is, and I'm not I think that's great. And like,
You have to do what works.
No, it's
Yeah.
not great. It's terrible for you.
but it's like, if you have a healthy relationship with it and that's your thing, great. Like tons of clients in our program have a glass of wine here and they're like, I think there's nothing wrong with that. Just personally for me, it just doesn't, it's not something I like need. I love my morning coffee. I love having a treat at night. Like there's other things I want to spend the calories in. That's another thing. It's not worth the calories to me.
I totally understand.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I did. I went alcohol free 3 times for
Yeah.
10 months.
Oh, for the babies.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about prenatals. All 3 of my pregnancies, I have taken the same prenatal, and that shouldn't surprise you. It's the #1 best-selling prenatal, but most importantly, it's the only leading prenatal backed by its own human clinical trial. That's wild. Essential Prenatal was shown to help deliver key nutrients, including folate, biotin, and vitamin D. That's why I take Ritual. Moms taking Ritual had lower overall cortisol levels during pregnancy than those taking a leading prenatal. To me, what I like about Ritual is it takes the guesswork out of it. I don't need to worry about it. They select bioavailable key nutrients designed for optimal absorption. And they also have a methylated folate in essential prenatal, which is clinically proven to be well absorbed. We had Gary Brecka on the show. He talked about the importance of methylated folate. So this, again, takes all the pain points out for you. I personally also take Ritual's multivitamin now that I'm not pregnant. It's a little minty. It has good essence. It doesn't give you burps. This brand is very thoughtful when it comes to hitting all the points for women. When it comes to pregnancy, moms taking Ritual reported their prenatal to be easier to swallow, gentler on the stomach, and a better overall positive experience than those taking a leading prenatal. Don't settle for less than evidence-based support. Our listeners get 25% off your first month at ritual.com/skinny. That's ritual.com/skinny for 25% off your first month.
So many times during the day, I just want a drink that feels real, something bubbly and cultured that tastes great and actually heals my gut. That's why I've been drinking so much Synergy kombucha. Both at the studio and at home, our fridge is always stocked with Synergy. Here's the thing. This is real kombucha. No shortcuts. It's always raw and never pasteurized. Synergy is made with real organic ingredients that you can see and taste. And that's how you know they're working. You're getting scientifically backed benefits with every sip, like gut health, digestive support, immunity, and protein absorption. Synergy is the OG kombucha, and I've always loved their story, which goes back 30 years. Founder GT Dave first began brewing in his parents' kitchen in 1995 after his mother's breast cancer diagnosis. Inspired by her recovery and the healing powers of kombucha, he kept perfecting the recipe and eventually shared it with the world. That very same recipe is what you'll still find on shelves today, crafted with authenticity and trusted for its real benefits. Each bottle delivers 9 billion living probiotics across a diverse spectrum of beneficial bacteria you won't find in your average supplement. That diversity comes naturally from the way each batch is slowly fermented. These living cultures work hard to help your gut thrive. And when your gut microbiome is more diverse, the benefits multiply, all working to make your gut feel better. It's a daily reset for your body any time of day that you'll actually feel. And Synergy doesn't just improve your wellness, it also tastes great. There are over 20 bold flavors, so you'll definitely find one that you love. I've been into Synergy forever, and I usually gravitate towards the tropical flavors, but this fall, I've been reaching for more flavors that celebrate the season. Honeycrisp apple, cranberry, blood orange. They really have a flavor for everyone. Each one is tangy, vibrant, and naturally bubbly. There's a party in every bottle. There's a reason kombucha is my go-to, and of course, there's a reason it's always Synergy. They were the first bottled kombucha, paving the way for kombucha as we know it, and it's been the #1 in the US and worldwide for over 30 years. So sip it, love your gut, and feel the power of kombucha when it's crafted the right way. The Synergy team can't wait for you to experience the gut health benefits of real kombucha, so they're treating you to a free bottle. Just slide into @Synergy Kombucha's DMs on Instagram and send them the code SYNERGYSKINNY to claim your coupon. That's @Synergy Kombucha on Instagram. Drop the code and sip on your complimentary bottle while supplies last. Do you guys hear that? That's fresh, new, skinny, confidential drop. Okay. This has been something that I have been working on for the last year. Introducing face towels. Your skincare routine has been reimagined once again. There is no more using butthole towels on your face. There is no more using the towel that your boyfriend has used on his balls. You are going to be using the cleanest face towel on your face with no formaldehyde, no inks, no fragrances, no dyes, no BPA. Okay? Our towels are so thoughtfully designed. They're vegan, they're cruelty-free because your skin deserves the best. I, a long time ago, wrote a blog post about how a lot of people are washing their face and then they're drying their face with the same towels that they're using on their body. Or they're using a towel that maybe has a bunch of, detergent in it. So I wanted to create something that was fresh to remove your makeup, to remove your oil without irritation. I wanted it to be buttery soft. I wanted it to be 100% sustainable bamboo, silky soft. You never have to worry about buildup with these towels. It's just like a breath of fresh air for your face. So how I use them is 2 ways. The first way is I will cleanse my skin with an oil cleanser and then I'll exfoliate it. And I'll do this in the shower or in my sink.
And then if I get out of the shower or I'm done with my sink, I'll take my towel and I'll pat it across my face and my neck to dry my skin off. My skin feels so much cleaner doing it with a facial towel than using some random towel that who knows where it's been. So if you want to support a healthy skin barrier and you want something really sensitive, especially if you have acne or you have hyperpigmentation, this has a really gentle texture. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm such a fan. I've been using them for a long time. I know you guys have maybe seen them in my Instagram stories. Each box includes 50 disposable face towels. And like I said, they're made from 100% sustainable bamboo. This is the travel size. It's like a little box that you can throw in your makeup bag. And then we also have the one that can sit on your vanity. It's a box that you want out. It's so cute. It's baby pink. And I should tell you, the towels are shaped like a doily. So that's fun too. Go to shopskinnyconfidential.com to grab your face towels today.
What is your opinion on peptides?
Oh, I'm obsessed. I'm on them right now.
Which ones?
So I just wrapped up a cycle of CJC 1295 plus ipamorelin, which is the growth hormone one, which helps stimulate muscle growth, helps with fat loss, body recomposition, sleep. And then I did BPC 157. I did that combo together for 3 months. I'm stopping CJC periodically. Now I'm on a Glow Blend, which I feel like you are going to be really interested in this because it's for like your collagen, your skin health. It's TB 500, BPC 157, and then copper. So GHK.
You have to DM me all these different
I'll DM
ones.
you all of them. But I'm on the Glow Blend right now. And peptides, like I've noticed a big difference. I feel like someone looking at me might notice a difference, but obviously everyone hyperfixates on themselves. And when you're in that fine tuning phase, little changes like are exciting.
Yeah.
So I've noticed a lot more vascularity. Like when I'm lifting, I have like more of a pump. I do feel like I put on a little bit more muscle, which is exciting for me. I'm 5'10". It's very hard for me to build muscle. Like for me to build arm muscle, like my arm is so long. I know this sounds kind of weird, but it's harder for me to build muscle than a shorter person.
That makes sense. I understand that.
Yeah. Sometimes I get like, I don't know. I'm like, that is my experience. I have to put in the work in the gym to build a little muscle periodically over a long period of time. And eat a ton of protein.
How has mouth taping changed your life? And I feel like I can ask you this because I've seen you do it night after night after night.
Okay, I think it's helped my jawline.
Thank you.
I'm
Agreed.
like, I really do.
Agreed.
Like, I think it's on my jawline. My sleep is so much better. I'm also like a dental like I'm very into like oral health. And I know it's bad to mouth breathe. It's bad for like your breath. I just
Makes
feel
your
like
breath smell to mouth breathe.
Yeah.
Put the tape on.
I also just feel like when I'm a creature of habit. And when I do a routine, my body responds well. So when I put that mouth tape on, I take my Let Me Sleep, brush my teeth, put my mouth tape on, castor oil, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go to bed. Like my
it tells
body,
your body.
Yeah. And I sleep really good. I love it. And it's like, it's funny because my boyfriend, like I'm trying to get him to mouth tape and he like, is like, I'm suffocating. I'm like, man up.
Yeah,
like,
man up.
put it
Seriously.
on. Like you
Even
can do
when
it.
I have a cold, I do it. And what's so
That's
weird.
the best time to do it.
Because
you don't wake up with a sore throat.
It's horrible for 10 minutes. Like you're dying.
Yeah.
But when you get through the 10 minutes, your sinuses are cleared.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's amazing. And
It's interesting. Like we have kids, obviously little kids, and like you will watch them, and if you like, you'll see like it's obviously this happens with pacifier stuff, but naturally the kids want to breathe out of their nose, and when you can like kind of help them get there, and once they start doing it, their sleep is.
Do you mouth tape your
changed.
kids?
We don't mouth tape our kids. That'd be a little extreme.
No,
but
and I asked
but
him.
we do,
I already
like-
asked my daughter. I said, "Can you
do it with
mouth
the little
tape?"
kids if you want. But no, but
They make one for kids.
But you can just go in and like push their like sometimes he'll go and I'll see my son right now because he's 4 months, and if it's mouth open, I'll go like this, and he'll like fit for it for a second, but then all of a sudden he'll get into like a deep nasal sleep.
I've been
So it's good for
closing
them.
my kids' mouth like since they were born.
I
Like
love-
even
yeah.
when they were newborns, I'm always closing their mouth. It's really, really good to promote the nasal breathing.
But think about it from like just a jaw structure perspective, and why people's jawlines will improve is if you're just like walking around with your mouth hanging open 9 hours a day, like you're gonna get a slack jaw look.
Well, gravity's real.
You
It
should
holds
mouth
it down.
tape.
I have a reverse issue where I have to figure it out that causes other things where I clench at night. So like mine's the exact
Sometimes
opposite.
it's a centimeter open.
No. I
Sometimes
literally
I see
talked to
it.
Dr.
See, I think
Jerry
mouth
the other
taping
day.
has helped my clenching.
Yes,
I have
think
TMJ.
you need to try mouth
Yeah, I'm
taping.
like in there deep. Like,
Yeah.
But that causes another form of sleep apnea, which
Do you
I
get
gotta figure out.
buckle massage?
No, I need to
in-
do that, and I get bad headaches, so I need to. They were like saying I gotta like.
Yeah.
I got all sorts of things.
So
Yeah,
you love
like-
mouth taping.
Love it.
Okay, I'm obsessed with
Yeah.
it too, and it's fun to talk to someone that's seen the jawline benefits because
Yeah.
it's such a weird one, but it makes your masseter muscle
But if you would
stronger.
have looked at us previous to mouth tape, you would have been like, she would have been like hanging open and I would have been like clenched shut. So I need to be like a little bit less clenched. She needs to be a little tighter.
Yeah, you
That's
need to find somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
With the masseters really quick, one thing about like TMJ is, I don't know if you've heard this, but the masseter Botox that you get it in, like you get it right here.
It releases it.
That can also cause jowling. So I got masseter Botox and I didn't like, this was like a year and a half ago. And I didn't like the way, like it slimmed my face too much.
Huh.
So I think that's something to be careful of. If you have TMJ, like a lot of injectors are, prone to be like, yeah, like get the masseter Botox. It does help the TMJ, but you have to be careful of the way your face shape is.
Do you know what I just got yesterday?
What?
I feel like I can tell you this. Trap Talks.
Oh, that's something I'm really interested in.
I noticed that I was putting a lot of
I'm like hunched
the
right now. I should
stress
really
in my traps, and I want to activate my back.
Yeah.
Like with weights.
Yeah.
So my trainer and I talked, and she was like, let's try Trap Talks to relax. And I got it in my traps. It was really quick. She went, and then automatically you can feel your traps just relax out of your ears. And it's almost like a weight is out of the shoulder.
Okay.
It's really, listen, everyone's got to do them, but I liked how it felt. I'm not a huge Botox person and all over the face. I like it in between my lines on my face and then my forehead. But the Trap Talks was interesting to me, and I like how it looks.
Yeah, no, I've seen that. I've seen a lot of that on Instagram. A lot of girls who lift do it because it helps transfer the energy, like you said, to your back. I feel like for body recomp, having big traps for girls is not something that like you're trying to get. That muscle will like overtake.
Yes,
a lot of mind to muscle connection.
I think if you lift weights, it's worth looking into.
Okay.
So I liked it. If you were to leave our audience with a bunch of tips and tricks as a coach that you think will really help with wellness and weight loss and metabolism support, go off. Give us all the tips.
Yeah, I think slowly increasing your protein intake is key. Not only is that going to boost your metabolism, protein is like the hardest macronutrient to break down. So your body burns the most calories digesting protein. So when you're eating protein, you're boosting your metabolism.
You're also growing your hair with the aminos.
Yes. Hair, skin, nails, all of that stuff. And then I would say if with food, that's like my takeaway is eat more protein. But if you're only eating 50 grams a day, don't jump to 150. Like don't watch my what I eat a day 150. Like I would go to 80. And then I would let your body level slowly go up so you don't get burnt out or have that like indigestion and bloating issues that protein can sometimes cause.
What's your favorite protein powder?
Active Stacks chocolate. It's a beef collagen protein. It's 3 ingredients. It's dairy-free, gluten-free. It's so good. The chocolate's the best. Get the chocolate. That was the first affiliate I ever had, even like starting MacroHabits. Like it is the best chocolate protein. That's the one I would recommend to anyone. And it's also dairy-free, gluten-free. So majority of people can have it. I like to just make a protein shake, ice, milk, blend it up. And it actually has like a really good chocolate milk taste. It doesn't have like a gritty, super whey heavy protein. It's beef collagen. So it's so good for like your hair, skin, and nails, all of that stuff. It's low calorie, high protein. That's my go-to protein powder. So eat more protein. And then I would move your body in a way that you look forward to. Like if you are waking up every day and you're dreading your workout, change it.
Agreed.
Like I wake up in the morning, people are like, how do you wake up so early? I'm like, my morning is my favorite part of my day. Like it is a quiet part of the day. I romanticize it. I have a very structured morning routine. My morning is like my mind, body, and spirit. Like I'm getting right in all areas.
What's the morning routine?
So I wake up between 4:30 and 5:30.
Woof!
I know. I'm an early riser. I know. I love it though. Like I love the morning. I go to bed early, so I'm getting like a good amount of sleep. And then the first thing I do is I pray. I get on my knees. I say a prayer. That's something that like has really changed my life, is like fostering my relationship with God. And really like I grew up in a religious home. I actually grew up Mormon, but I'm not active Mormon anymore. And I think developing a relationship with God outside of religion has truly changed my life. So I like to pray in the morning and then I turn on worship music for 15 minutes. And I have a worship music playlist that's really, really good. And it just like gets my mind right. It's before I listen to podcasts or listen to music. Like I just feel like that 20 minutes of the day is really important. And then I kind of like take my castor oil patch off. I have my workout clothes laid out. Everything's laid out the night before. So I wake up, I know exactly what I'm wearing. My pre-workout is right there. I have my water filled. Everything I need is on the table. So your morning routine starts at night. If you wake up in the morning, you have no idea what you're going to wear, you're not going to get out of bed. When I get out of bed, I'm like, that's there. I know what I'm going to do. I know the workout I'm doing. I know what I'm lifting. Very structured in that way. And I ice roll on the way to the gym. So I put on my sunscreen. I'll gua sha sometimes, but usually I'll gua sha before I shower. Ice roll on the way to the gym, get to the gym, do my workout. I have coffee after, electrolytes, the protein, all that stuff.
So you have your structure.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going with what you were saying.
With
the audience, you're giving us all the
Yes.
tips to be our best self.
move your body in a way that you like. Like if you are dreading your workout, change it. I always recommend strength training, but if you're going in the gym and you're killing yourself and you're sore the next day, change the way you work out. I used to be so sore after I lifted and I was like, oh, I'm doing a great job, but I was puffy. I had a lot of inflammation. I've honestly lost more inflammation in the last year. It might seem like I've lost weight, but it really is just like inflammation and water retention. And then I would say doing some type of outdoor walk, whether it's 15 minutes to 30 minutes, is really beneficial for the mental health. And then I would say 100 ounces of water.
We've got the tips here. I'm going to do the castor oil belly button. Michael, I'm going to be dropping that in your...
You should do it.
Clean the
just
lint
do
out of your
it
belly
and
button.
see how you feel.
I got a deep belly button.
Oh, this belly button, whenever he puts a shirt on, has like lint that's like a mile long.
Some people have deeper belly buttons, Lauren.
Okay.
You really should try it.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna do it.
I would recommend that everyone who's listening go and follow you, because I feel like your content is like it's very like the same vibe of the Skinny Confidential.
Yeah.
Like it's very like you're so disciplined and you make it happen, and you've really, to me, like created your own future, and I admire that.
Thank you.
Where can everyone find you? Where can they book a program with you? Where can they count their macros with you? Tell us.
So my Instagram handle is at macro_habits. And then my podcast I just launched is MacroHabits podcast. It's on YouTube. You can find it on anywhere you listen. And then if you're wanting a workout program, I'm on Playbook. And all this is linked to my Instagram. Curves and Core just launched. And it's a 4-week dumbbell program. There's dumbbells, bands, and a bench. So it's easy to do when you're traveling. Like November is a busy month. So I highly recommend doing the Curves and Core program. It's a lot of glutes in this one. I have programs that are more upper body focused. This one's a lot of glutes. So I would do that. And then you can also, all my coaching is on macrohabits.com. I have a 12-week one-on-one program. We're booking for November, December, January. And then I have custom independent macro plans. So if you're someone that has experience in tracking macros and you just need a reverse dieting plan, or you need a new macro split, or you want my opinion, you can go fill out the start form on my website. That's kind of like step number 1. And then I'm also on TikTok, hannah.pointer, but I would say I spend most of my time on Instagram.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you,
We
Hannah.
really appreciate it. So many good tips.
Thank you.